India, known throughout centuries for its majestic landscapes, enchanting palaces, and brilliant culture. A land which embraces both the old and the new. A land so rich in diversity, the country of India is sometimes described as many worlds. From snow-blanketed mountains to lush tropical forests, India stretches an area of over 1.27 million miles. About one-third the size of the United States, India is the world's 7th largest country. The total number of people in India exceeds 919 million, making India second only to China in population size. India is found in the northern hemisphere, nestled between Nepal and China to the north, Afghanistan and Pakistan to the northwest, Burma and Bangladesh to the east, and Sri Lanka to the south. Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea formed by the Polk Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. To the southeast, very close to Indonesia, are India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands. India is a subcontinent of Asia. This means it is part of Asia, yet remains separate and distinct. 3 vast bodies of water surround this large country: the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean. At the northern border of India stands one of the largest mountain chains in the world, the breathtaking Himalayas. These mountains separate India from mainland Asia. They are forever covered with ice and snow, with peaks towering upwards to 20,000 feet or more, the tallest in the world. The Himalayan mountains extend 1,490 miles from the northern state of Jammu to the eastern border of Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalayan mountain region is one of the 3 main geographical areas of India, each region distinct in climate and terrain. Just south of the Himalayan region lies the region called the Indo-Gangetic Plain, the most densely populated area of India. Here you will find the famous Ganges River, flowing from the Himalayas all the way through Varanasi and Bengal. The Indo-Gangetic Plain also is home to 2 other large rivers. These include part of the Indus River, which flows from the Himalayan mountains to the Arabian Sea. On the east of the plain lie the waters of the Brahmaputra River, some of which flows into Bangladesh. This abundant water supply produces rich soil for farming. Traveling further south is the peninsula, which juts out into the Indian Ocean. The triangular section of land here is called the Deccan. Terrain is rocky and uneven, formed mostly of old crystalline and lava rocks. The Deccan is cut off from the Gangetic Plain by a series of low mountain ranges, like the Aravalis and Vindhyas. At its very east are the Eastern Ghats, and to the west, the higher ranges of the Western Ghats. Climate in India varies depending on region and season, and is greatly affected by seasonal winds called monsoons. India has an extreme variation in rainfall from region to region. The deserts of Rajasthan in the west only receive a few inches a year, while the East Indian state of Assam may soak up 460 inches of rain annually. On the average, it is the northeast quarter of India which gets more rain than the rest of the country. In an agricultural country such as India, rain is very important. Too much or too little rain can hurt crops. For this reason, Indians often pray to the rain god, Varuna, either to protect them from floods or to bless them with rain. Despite such drastic differences in climate, in general, except for the northern border, India is considered to be mainly tropical, marked by relatively high temperatures and dry winters. India is home to a variety of natural vegetation. The Himalayan region is wooded with pines and conifers. The eastern region of the country is thick with forests and bamboo. India is home to over 45,000 plant species, many of which are not found anywhere else in the world. The country can be divided into 3 major vegetation regions: the tropical wet evergreen and semi-evergreen forests, the tropical deciduous forests, and the thorn forests and shrubs. The national tree of India is the fig tree, or banyan, a tree whose branches root themselves and later give rise to more trunks and branches. The banyan is an integral part of the myths and legends of India and is considered to be immortal. The national fruit of India is the mango. There are over 100 varieties of mangoes in different sizes, shapes, and colors. India's wildlife includes over 850 animal species and over 2,000 different types of birds. Many animals are known only to India, and India's many national parks and wildlife sanctuaries help to protect their existence. The national animal of India is the tiger. Other wildcats include the lion, the snow leopard found in the upper regions of the mountains, and the spotted cheetah. The Indian elephant is known for its domestication and for playing a big part in temple and palace ceremonies. Other animals include wild sheep of the Himalayas, goats, the Indian rhinoceros, and the Indian antelope. Several birds such as pheasants, geese, ducks, parakeets, cranes, and hornbills inhabit forests and wetlands. The national bird of India is the peacock, which is found wild in India, in the jungle lands near water, but also domesticated in villages. India is divided into states, much like America. There are 25 states of India and 7 union territories. The people of India have different beliefs and customs according to their state or region. Each city is unique and offers a different taste of Indian life, culture, and heritage, some with customs and history dating back thousands of years. In fact, India is one of the oldest civilizations today and home to some of the oldest cities in the world. The city of Varanasi in the state of Uttar Pradesh dates back over 3,000 years. This city is sacred to Indians because it is here that is home to the Ganges River, a holy river to the Indians. Many religious ceremonies today center around the Ganges River. It is a common sight to witness many people taking a cleansing dip into the Ganges West Bank. Another city that holds many facets to Indian culture is Bombay. Bombay is the capital of the western state of Maharashtra and is known as the gateway to India since it is India's major port of western contact. Of all the Indian cities, Bombay is considered to be the second largest, with a population of over 12 million. This bustling city has the greatest concentration of skyscrapers and is known for its sophistication and glamour. The capital of India, New Delhi, also called the Eternal City, is the 3rd largest city in India. Located in the northern state of Haryana, New Delhi is filled with forts, palaces, shrines, and gateways. The India Gate, a memorial arch, divides the city of New Delhi and Old Delhi, which lies just to its south. Old Delhi is a walled city which was built back in the 17th century. In the eastern section of India in West Bengal lies Calcutta, the largest city in India and the 4th largest city in the world. Calcutta is home to over 66 million people. Obviously, this makes for a very crowded area, and many people are quite poor. Despite this, Calcutta is known as the City of Joy. To the northwest of West Bengal, in the city Agra in Uttar Pradesh, you'll find what experts agree to be the most outstanding piece of architecture ever built, the Taj Mahal. More than just a beautiful palace, the Taj Mahal was built in 1652 by Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his wife. It stands as a memorial and testimony of the emperor's love and devotion for her. This intricate structure took 22 years and 20,000 workers to build. Just as the land and climate of India is diverse, so are its people. This is because long ago, settlers and invaders, including the Aryans, Parthians, Greeks, and Central Asians, came to India and merged with the local population. Now, India has a wide variety of racial types, languages, and culture. There are two major families of language in India. The first, Indo-European, came from the Aryans, who invaded from Central Asia 3,500 years ago. The second language family is Dravidian, the tongue of India's original inhabitants. Although English is used very often in India for national, political, and commercial communication, the official language of India is Hindi, an Aryan tongue. There is a total of about 15 major languages and 844 dialects in India. The Indian education system includes the study of 3 languages in schools: Hindi, English, and the state language. Food in India is considered as sacred as the human body and is as rich and varied as the country itself, each region having distinct specialties. Cereal, lentils, vegetables, meat or fish, and yogurt are common food items consumed at an Indian meal. Milk and milk products are an essential part of the Indian diet. And of course, a special feature of Indian cuisine are the spices. Commonly used spices are basil, mint, and curry leaves. Basil is grown in every home and temple garden and is both sacred and medicinal. It is used for coughs and asthma, and its leaves are often offered to the gods, then eaten as blessed food. Indians generally eat with their hands and offer their food to the gods before they begin. Food is so precious to the Indian people, it is considered a sin to be wasteful. The women in the cities of India usually wear a sari. This is a piece of cloth 6 to 9 yards long, usually decorated or embroidered and worn pleated or draped over the shoulder. Again, since every region has different customs, you can sometimes tell which region an Indian woman is from by the way she wears her sari. In India, you will also see many women wearing a red spot on their forehead. This is called a tika or bindi. In Indian history, the tika has been known as the third eye, a source of wisdom. Today, if a woman is wearing a tika, it usually signifies that she is married. India's present political formation dates back to the 17th century, when British traders came to India and set up the East India Trading Company. The British East India Company signed treaties with various Indian princes who ruled the states at the time. These treaties gave the British an economic advantage and political power. Gradually, as British control spread, governmental regulation of the company increased. In the 1850s, the British imposed a number of westernizing reforms. This, along with the seizure of Indian states and poor treatment towards the Indians, provoked the Indian people to rebel. It was called the Indian Mutiny of 1857 and lasted 14 months. Thousands of men, women, and children were killed, but at the end, the British crushed the mutiny. Simultaneously, Parliament ended the East India Company's rule, replacing it with British colonial government. It was this man, Mohandas Gandhi, who led the Indian people to independence. Gandhi, a lawyer who gave up his practice to fight for India's freedom, became the leader of the Indian National Congress in 1885. Gandhi struggled for self-rule of India by using a unique, non-violent method of civil disobedience called satyagraha, a word which refers to the power of truth to force change. This method taught the Indian people to make fair demands and refuse to obey unjust laws without resorting to violence. Gandhi walked hundreds of miles in silent protest against a British tax on essential items and succeeded in its removal. He bravely went to jail several times, yet always kept his protests peaceful. Gradually, India obtained limited self-government on local levels. Then, on August 15th in 1947, the Indian people won their freedom. For this, Gandhi is known as the father of India. He exemplified faith, wisdom, and action, the cornerstone of Hindu belief. Mohandas Gandhi has inspired many people across the world, including Martin Luther King Jr., because of this nonviolent stance. Later, Gandhi became known as Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma is a term meaning great soul. Within 3 years, India framed a constitution, which was adopted on November 26, 1949, and came into force January 26, 1950. This day now remains a national holiday to the Indian people. India's constitution guaranteed fundamental rights to every Indian citizen. These include freedom of speech, expression, belief, freedom of assembly and association, migration, and choice of occupation or trade. These rights also protect every Indian from discrimination on grounds of race, religion, sex, or creed. India now has a type of government called a democratic republic. The President of India is elected every 5 years by the Parliament and advised by the Prime Minister. The President is the constitutional head of the executive, legislature, and judiciary branches. The executive powers rest with the Prime Minister and his cabinet, and legislative powers are given to Parliament. Parliament is broken down into 2 houses, a Council of States and the House of the People. The Council of States consists of not more than 250 members. 12 are nominated by the President of India, and the rest elected by state assemblies. The House of the People consists of 545 members, 530 of which are directly elected from the 25 states, and 13 from the 7 union territories, and 2 additional members are nominated directly by the President. A similar structure of government is in the states. Each state has its own governor, with the chief minister and his council working together as the state executive and the elected members of the Legislative Assembly. The Indian flag was designed to be a symbol of this freedom. It is tricolored, containing 3 equal horizontal bands of saffron, white, and green. The saffron stands for courage and sacrifice, the white for purity and truth, and the green for faith and fertility. At the center of the white band, there is a blue chakra, or 24-spoked wheel in the center, representing the 24 hours of the day. The national emblem of India consists of 4 lions, one hidden from view, resting on a circular abacus. The lions symbolize power, courage, and confidence. The entire emblem is symbolic of contemporary India's reaffirmation of its ancient commitment to world peace and goodwill. Today, India is the 5th largest economy in the world. Its economy is a mixture of traditional village farming, modern agriculture, handicrafts, and a wide range of modern industries. India also ranks among the world's top fishing nations. With some of the best farmland anywhere, India is the 4th largest producer of food. Over 70% of India's population are farmers. Some of India's products include rice, wheat, and cotton, as well as dairy products, tea, and spices. In addition to agriculture, India holds a strong industrial base. Key industries in India include steel, engineering, and machine tools, electronics, textiles, chemicals, food processing, and transportation equipment. India ranks among the leading producers of iron ore and coal, and is a significant producer of copper, gold, and silver. Religion plays a very important role in the lives of the Indian people. and Indians are free to practice the religion of their choice. India is the birthplace of two religions, Hinduism and Buddhism. Nearly 80% of Indians are Hindu. The remaining 20% consist of Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, and Jews. Hinduism, over 4,000 years old, is considered not merely a religion, but a way of life, including rituals, ceremony, and prayer to one of the millions of Hindu gods to choose from. Hinduism does not have a founder and is not based on one particular scripture like some religions. For this reason, Indians call Hinduism the faith with no beginning and no end. The main teaching of the Hindu religion is the immortality of the human soul. Since many gods are associated with animals, many Hindus refrain from eating meat. The cow, for example, is sacred to the Hindus, since it is the symbol of fertility and the source of life-sustaining milk. When a cow can no longer give milk, its owner abandons it, and it is left to wander the village freely. With all of the different religions in India, there is a festival for almost every other day of the year in some part of the country. Festivals are an expression of Indian tradition, celebrating such things as changing seasons, myths and legends, while some festivals commemorate the birthdays of gods and saints. Festivals are full of colorful pageantry and jubilant processions, like this festival honoring Ganesh, the elephant-headed deity who represents wisdom and success. Ganesh is also known as the remover of all obstacles. Preparations for this festival begin months in advance. Different areas compete with one another to produce the biggest and most impressive idols, and there is music and dancing and parades while the deity Ganesh is worshipped fervently for 10 days. In Calcutta, the entire city takes off from schools and offices to take part in the 10-day Hindu festival of Durga. This colorful festival symbolizes the triumph of good over evil. Images of the goddess are molded from clay taken from the river Ganges and are prepared and adorned for worship. The 10-armed goddess is then placed in the streets where crowds come to pay homage. For 10 days, there is great joy and celebration with firecrackers, dancing, and music. On the 10th day, there is a great procession, and the huge idol is immersed into the Ganges River, from clay back to clay. This immersion ritual symbolizes a renewal and a rebirth for the gods. India is one of the largest and most diverse countries in the world. It is a world of contrasts, of many religions, different languages, a wide array of beliefs, cultures, and ceremonies. Even the land itself has many different aspects according to region, making India a truly unique country. India is a harmony of different people, a blending of ancient tradition with modern life. India, a kaleidoscopic land of culture, colorful and vibrant as its people. One country, a million worlds.